Alright, Mercury fillings and the Medusa archetype. Alright, what's this guy talking about? Well, recent learnings. So, we all know the Medusa from ancient Greek mythology. Beautiful, gorgeous, incredibly attractive woman that all of the knights and the suitors want to pursue. But when they get close to her, all of the snakes come up and like, and they turn to stone. So, what does this mean in practical daily life that we can apply to the body, of course? So, our recent experiences have taught me a lot of lessons, as always, learning. So imagine that we have, the Vata body type, which is the skinnier people who they're usually quite flighty, have trouble controlling their mind, very creative, great at movement, that sort of thing. Have trouble putting on weight, insecure, all that sort of stuff. So, their natural imbalances are kidneys and adrenals, so therefore all of the intestines have tens of thousands of irises, and thyroid. So, their vibration, their frequencies go here to here. So they don't have, their brain is disconnected, doesn't have any clue, and doesn't have any idea what's down there because they don't have the energy to take that on. It's too much. It's just how the body works. So, also another way you can tell to describe it is the Wizard of Oz story. Is it a fairy tale? And the Scarecrow. Remember, can't control their limbs, great at movement, hang on, but need to have that focused presence control to have a could. And if I only had a brain was their regular thing. So if you got 1,000 thoughts going on, how do you know which is a good one, where it comes from? There's just no clarity. So especially with mercury fillings, which, as we all know, mercury is like the most toxic poison on the planet, but yet we're less now, but we still continue to put these in people's mouths. What's this going to do in the body? Well, a lot. So if we have, say we've got a mercury filling in the, like one of the teeth here, and if you look on the Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine tooth map, each organ or system has a particular connection through the nervous system. So it goes up to the top of the brain, through the optic nerve and the third eye, if it's connected, through the teeth, down to the adrenals and kidneys, because that's a natural imbalance for Vata people. So what's going to happen when something gets triggered? And remembering that there's a lot of heavy metals, so when we're releasing and sweating and doing cleanses, that these things, what is actually in control of them? Well, say that nervous system line goes down to the large intestine, where there are, unless you've fixed it, and it takes a lot of years to do that, there are, if it's at all possible, because subconscious, you'll never know what's there. There is a bucket load of viruses and parasites and fungus and all sorts of gunk, heavy metals down here feeding them. And because generally they're great at movement, they have to move because there's tens of thousands of viruses and parasites controlling them because they can't sit still. But don't know what's here, don't know what's here. And if the spine, which is generally misaligned because there's always movement, there's no control, there's no muscle to hold it in, is controlled by, as above so below, tens of thousands of viruses and parasites and fungus, in particular viruses for Vata. And boom, it's an explosion. A man might, or a partner, or a friend might come up and go, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" Those Medusa snakes pop up and stun the bejesus out of you. Oh, and you go like, what do you do? And then they're off on a big rant. Some emotional, retarded, big, huge suki wookie. And I've actually had people in their 40s go back. And I was exploring this. I thought, all right, I'm going to hold this and see if I can hold her while she goes through her stuff. Did it for about 10 minutes. But when you've got a powerful Shakti throwing all of the garbage at you, it's not easy to hold on to and allow that space. Yes, it's not impossible. unless you're getting paid for it. This is some advantage. And as a result, regressed all the way back through all of the problems through teenage years, all the way back to the age of 3. Back when you're just repeating the same words the other one did, repeating the words the same other person did. Childlike shit. And that is all along the spine, because it comes up and is controlled by the nervous system with all of those particular heavy metals, and Mercury being one of the worst. It's not easy, is it? So, as a result, lots of people, if anyone hasn't done a heavy metal detox, they're dense. Because of the density down here, we always need to take care of the large intestine. By the way, going good. So, unless this is fixed, and in order to remove mercury fillings safely, you really need to repair the gut first, get spinal alignment up, and detox with clays, and once you've done those sorts of things, then you can go to like a biodentist to get them removed safely, because you do need to have like some gas and exhausts and things, so you don't breathe these things in, because it's incredibly toxic. And while quite often these people who have mercury fillings will try to justify them because they've had them for so long. That's their patterning, that's their emotional state, that's their thought patterns. But it's not controlled by them, it's controlled by their creatures, because heavy metals, in particular mercury, feeds all sorts of disgusting little microorganisms, which from down here we know as the demons or devil. Can mercury, like in small doses, might be helpful, but when it's constantly in there, and then we have frequencies around us, especially Wi-Fi, there's no control. The person is not actually in control of their spine, because there's so many viruses and stuff going up the spine. And this is why they can be frantic and not have any clarity on anything. But quite often, because they've got their spine, it is out of their control, and they'll come up here, because naturally everything just goes up and out. They might be great on philosophy and spirituality and think that they're a healer and a teacher, but they're outside of their body. And as we know, that means they're in the frequencies of the matrix and the frequencies around them. And especially with 5G now pretty much standard, they are actually a frequency controlled robot. Much like in the Matrix, when Neo goes into Sydney in the Matrix, many reasons for the Matrix being filmed in Sydney, that person is a nameless, faceless zombie. They are unaware of themselves. They don't know thyself. Because if they haven't got control of their organs from the nervous system along the spine, who are they? They are essentially a walking virus. Who wants to be that? A demonic, toxic virus. But they look good, because they're good at moving. And generally they've got a really nice bum. But they're not in control of any of it. And that Medusa will stop any man or any person getting close to them, because they're unable to go within and reveal their heart, because their heart is in control of viruses. Bit of a problem, mate. You might want to fix that. I suggest you do.